I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
You golden blank staggered black skeleton of blinkety blank punk are you trying to do? Of all that low dirty...
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, yeah!
A ground ball past Jenks up the middle of the infield. Uribe has it. He throws. Out! A White Sox winner and a world championship! The White Sox have won the World Series, and they're mobbing each other on the field.
Holy on smoke! Do you believe it?
Subscribe button. I'm getting my microphone adjusted here for those of you on the audio feed, and we'll have our audio going here in just a moment. Any and everybody who watches this show knows I usually, and I say usually, have a plan. But then all the best laid plans and that kind of stuff. And I will be somewhat nice when I say this aloud. All the best laid plans get blown to smithereens. Cole Johnson is now with me. Good morning, sir, and salute to you.
Good morning to you, sir. Same to you. Salute.
Now, ESPN just pulled off a coup.
I agree. They did. They may now be back in the NFL game. Yes.
Because they got the best television tandem since Pat Summerall and John Madden, Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen, and they're voicing Monday Night Football.
Ooh, let's stay there for a second.
Oh, that's where I plan to begin.
Oh, okay.
Because let me show y'all the notebook. It's blank. Why is this page blank? Because the original plan, I tore it up. I tore it up. Especially when this came down. And I said, oh, we have our beginning. ESPN just may be back in the football game.
Yep.
Because honestly, Steve Levy wasn't cutting it.
No, he wasn't. I felt it was going to go in that direction when I saw that Aikman decided to leave Fox and go to ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
The question for me then was, I think Joe might join him, but I'm not sure if he wants to just simply get off the mic. I know he enjoys still doing it, but I don't know if he wants to just say, all right, I've had my time. I'm just going to return the mic to turn the mic to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. But plus his sport is baseball.
Yeah.
Growing up with his dad and his love for the St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm sorry about that. People are contacting me now.
And this goes to an erroneous opinion that I heard about him in saying well, it probably is because Joe doesn't want to do baseball anymore. I'm thinking this guy's a St. Louis native. If you love sports, you live in St. Louis, you bleed Cardinal red. I'm sorry, you just do.
Period.
And then on top of it, his dad, Jack, was the longtime voice of the Cardinals. You know what
for KMOX.
In
St. Louis.
You know what his first love is. So no, it wasn't that. I think it was such a lucrative opportunity, of course. Plus, he still loves broadcasting with Troy. That I think it's something that he couldn't turn down.
They're like best friends.
Yeah, they're like best friends.
They've gotten to be They've gotten to be best friends over the years. And 19 of them.
Yeah. And it is like, in my opinion, it is like you said, it is like your best friend that you get to work with. And that's a pairing, and that's a combination, that's a chemistry that you can't fake, you can't manufacture.
Nope.
You can't conjure this up and write it and form it in a lab. And
just like you can't conjure this up.
Right.
And people want you. I'll get to that. I'll get to that next segment, but go on, please.
And Joe would be a fool if he were to turn down allegedly between $60 and $75 million for 5 years. If I would get a chance to be, if not one of the highest paid broadcasters on in the game in general, and in ESPN in particular,
and you do Monday Night Football,
and it's
jump all over that.
Not only is
considering Monday Night Football's ratings have been in the tank.
Not only Monday Night Football, but it's Monday Night Football where you get a chance. You love the product. You love what it's about. You know what it's about because you grew up knowing what Monday Night Football brings, and you saw how it has been in its doldrums. And so now you get a chance to revitalize and resuscitate it. Man, that's a huge honor. And he gets to make money to do it. Oh yeah, that was a no-brainer. No-brainer.
I mean 60. Hold on a moment, folks.
Here's how bad Monday Night Football was. When you had the triumvirate in the booth, and look, I have huge respect for Louis Riddick, but when you had Louis Riddick and Brian Griese, and
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all seeing everything crash, but I'm gonna put it together, and I'm gonna allow my partner to cook a minute while I reach behind my desk and grab my light here. So go ahead.
All right. So when you see Louis Riddick, who I have huge respect for, he should be an executive in NFL today. Brian Griese, who has a decent mind for football, and Steve Levy, who he's a good play-by-play announcer, but his sport is not football; it is hockey, and you know it. Get upstaged by the Manning cast, then you know right then and there, Monday Night Football either needs to do one or two things. Either they need to really be serious about the product that it is, or ESPN and Disney and ABC needs to say, either we give it to somebody else or we just simply kill it. Because we're doing this particular show, which has been on the network airways for 52 years, a disservice. We can't do what we need to do to make this program what it was in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. We are failing it. And now I don't think they're failing it because that is a good pickup. That is a really good pickup. And I agree with you. I think they are the best tandem since Pat Summerall and John Madden. And we could say that Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are pretty good. They're really good. But in terms of the partnership between those two and Buck and Aikman, the Nantz Romo pairing is new. I mean, we've only seen them in the booth for 4 years. So they still have more time to blossom and grow, and I think they will have their time to blossom and grow. Because I have huge amount of respect for Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. He's a natural as a color guy. But in terms of a tandem, those two are great. And for those who want to slander Joe Buck, for those who want to say Joe Buck sucks, for those who want to say Joe Buck is irritating, for those who want to say Joe Buck does not know what he's doing behind the mic, you all must be deaf, because Joe Buck is one of the best play-by-play men in the history of the business. I don't care who you compare him against. He is one of the best to ever do it in the business. And I am not the biggest fan of Joe Buck, but I know good quality play-by-play men when I hear it. And now we get a chance to hear him have a platform all to himself, along with Troy Aikman, have a platform all to himself with Monday Night Football. And the one thing I'm going to dislike, though, is we won't get a chance to hear them later in the playoffs now, unless ABC decides to throw their hat in the ring for more comprehensive coverage, because it's either going to be Monday Night Football and the Monday wildcard round game only that we hear them, or that's it. I mean, and that's what it is. And that's the only minus that I see in this, that we won't get a chance to hear Buck and Aikman after the Monday night wildcard round game.
That's and I love Joe Buck. Okay, I wasn't the biggest fan at first, but getting to know his work, getting to see his work, and getting to know him, and how he was brought in by his father. Man, please, I'm one of the biggest fans of Joe Buck.
And what I Yeah. And what I loved about him is that he could have had the pressure of sounding just like his father Jack, and could have had the same style as Jack. But Joe is like, no, I'm my own man, and I respect what my father has done in the business. I said lap on him listening to him call the way he called games. But I'm not Jack Buck, I'm Joe Buck, and let me show you what Joe Buck can do. And because of that, I have gained a huge amount of respect for him.
Same. You know, I'm sorry for the extra noise, folks. My setup crashed because I'm on a small area right here in my temporary office, and everything decided to fall down and go boom. So probably in a moment, gonna take a break so I can get everything situated. But we're gonna come back and have more with this. This is totally impromptu. Usually potluck is for Fridays, but we're gonna touch more on this with Joe and Troy going to ESPN, which I think is a fabulous move. I'll have my thoughts on it. It's an absolutely fabulous move. And on top of that, Monday Night Football may have just been saved with their best tandem since Mike Tirico and company when they first took it over. Let me do this. Let me get my setup back. Let me get my setup back in place. Wonderful. And when we come back, it'll truly be the first segment. Joe and Troy to ESPN, plus Randy Gregory fleeces the Cowboys, and the Lakers lose again. Got more on the Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning, back in a flash.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-598-1698.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-598-1698. That's 800-598-1698.
Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Excuse me. I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada. Nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me, and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume, and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
You called and blank, stunning, black, scoring, and blinking, blank, punk, are you trying to do? Of all that low, dirty...
This is Snowman in the morning.
Oh, yeah!
Kelly's one-strike pitch. Swinging a fly ball, center field deep. Bellinger going back to the warning track, to the wall. It's a grand slam! Howie Kendrick has done it! They're going crazy in the Nationals dugout! Howie Kendrick with a grand slam here in the 10th inning of Game 5. The Nationals 7, the Dodgers 3.
Holy on smoke!
Do you believe it?
I believe it, I believe it, I believe it. And yes, I hit the reset button like you would do on an old Atari 5200 game because my setup crashed during our first segment. Yes, there is video evidence thereof. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to reset it, and we're going to do this all again, this time with Cole Johnson in tow. And we'll begin the same way we began at the top of the hour. One of the best announcing tandems is moving from Fox to ESPN, and Monday Night Football has been saved. Good morning once again to you, partner. And good morning to those of you watching via the BS3 TV network, the BS3 network. And we got our first comment of the day from the folks at BS3. I like Joe and Troy at ESPN. MNF has definitely been saved. Agree 100% with that statement.
Yes, sir. Every bit of it. 100% agree with that.
I mean, my favorite Monday Night Football tandem, Al Michaels, Dan Dierdorf, and Frank Gifford.
Oh, my gosh. Really? Wow. That's mine, too. Wow.
And then, of course, there was Mike Tirico and company when they took it over.
Yeah, Mike Tirico.
And Tirico is so underrated.
Yeah, he's smooth. He's smooth.
Tirico is underrated. Mark Jones is underrated. But now
yes, he is.
The best football tandem is going to save Monday Night Football. I'll have a reason to watch now.
Thank God.
I just hope the NFL doesn't give them these dog matchups that we've seen on Monday Night Football.
Now that
did I crawl in your head with that one?
Yes. Now that is where I was going to head my next attention to, because yes, having Joe Buck and Troy Aikman at ESPN doing Monday Night Football games has saved the program. Now we are not going to receive. Now we should not have them receive
these dog. Here comes my East Coast accent. And Mike Francesa, this is for you. These dog matchups.
Yeah.
On Monday Night Football, they should get nothing but the best for 17 weeks.
Yes. Now they should compete with Sunday Night Football and say, okay, all right, you can have the choice game this week. We're going to have the choice game next week.
Right.
And so
they should alternate the choice games.
They should
alternate the choice games.
Because we should make Monday Night. We should respect Monday Night Football for the entity that it is. How you doing, Ivan?
What's up, Ivan? Ivan Dawkins from the Okie Doke blog. Ivan, I want to get you on the program with us. We'll have to set that up. Go ahead.
You have to respect Monday Night Football for the entity that it's become, and the institution that it is.
Say that again. Say that again, please.
I mean, we have to give Monday Night Football back to the television program that it was and the institution that it is. Right now, people think of Monday Night Football. They don't think of it as the institution that it was. They think of it as Thursday Night Football. And Joe and Troy have called a lot of those dog matchups for
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My wife and I watch and we try to make it an event at our place for Thursday Night Football. Then we take a look at the game and we go, "What the hell?"
I'm sorry.
And we wind up going to bed. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry, Troy. But they stuck y'all. I'm gonna climb, and my partner said again, for Thursday Night Football, they stuck Joe and Troy for 9 weeks with some dog matchups.
Yes, because I could care less about seeing the Texans, and Texans are the team I root for. So understand, I'm saying this with no bias. We should not see Texans Giants Monday Night Football. No.
Or Giants Eagles.
Or Giants
with Daniel Jones falling on his ass.
And to only luck up to have a Monday Night Football matchup maybe happen that's of quality once or twice in the whole schedule.
In the whole schedule. Damn thing.
No, because it used to be the must-see television program of the NFL. But in the last 10 years, we forget that it was that. I mean, that was when the matchup of the week happened every single week, Monday night, without fail, without question.
Best matchup of the week happened on Monday night, and everybody looked at the Monday night game as the game to watch. Now, were there some great games in the 80s and 90s to watch on Sunday and Sunday night? Hell yeah, there were. Hell yeah, there were. But when you look at Monday Night Football from its inception in the 70s all the way through the 90s, when the worst kept secret of the Mickey Mouse ears was beginning to show itself, you had some matchups that you couldn't wait for. I mean, growing up in my household with my parents and my sister, I had a cutoff time of when we should go to bed. And what was that cutoff time? 8 o'clock Central. Yep. Why? We had to go to school the next day. Very cool. Understood that. But damn it, I want my Monday Night Football.
And that is when they kicked off.
And of course, I would get busted every week watching football. Then mom would creep in and go, "What's the score? What's the score?" And then dad would creep in, "Tell me the score of the game. Tell me what's going on." Redskins, Giants, Eagles, Redskins, 49ers, Rams. Okay? Any game from the Bears in 85, Bears, Dolphins. Okay, from 85. The John
Still
Taylor
the highest
game.
Rated Monday Night Football game.
Still the highest rated Monday Night Football game ever. 49ers, Rams from 89, the John Taylor game. Okay? And I could get into a whole dissertation of why John Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's for a future episode when I get out of the hospital.
The best 7-3 game I've ever seen. Giants at 49ers.
Giants 49ers. That was 1990.
Right? Yeah.
1990. Man, look. Everybody in my dorm, I was away at school at Northeast Missouri State University. I was away at school, and everybody in my dorm was talking about that game. We didn't talk about any other game on Monday Night Football in 1990. We wanted to see that one because you had a match of wits with Bill Parcells and George Seifert.
Both are defensive minded, and both wanted to prove that they were more defensively sound than the other, and both wanted to prove they were more physical than the other. And of course, as you know, the 49ers were then proven. Yes, the 99-yard touchdown run in '83 from Tony Dorsett in the Metrodome. Yeah. Another big time Monday Night Football.
And the only touchdown of that game was a Montana strike to John Taylor that gave them a lead they would never relinquish. Ronnie Lott against the Giants. They were saying, "We'll see y'all in January." You knew after watching that game that it would be nobody else except the 49ers and the Giants in the NFC Championship. And it's still one of the greatest NFC champ. Even though my team lost 15-13 on January 13th, 1991, it was still one of the greatest NFC championships I ever watched. And I applaud to this day.
And it literally was an extension of that Monday Night Football game that took place, I think, 2 months prior.
2 months prior. Same bad time. Channel was different because it was on CBS.
Right.
Monday Night Football, of course, was on ABC when they were independent of the Mouse Ears. I could go into a dissertation about that, but I'll do that at a later date.
What I loved about that was you understood the concept of the 49ers being finesse and all that. And of course, we've talked about this on air. And my favorite statement was Keena Turner after the 1988 NFC Championship game, looking at the camera saying, yeah, the finesse 49ers came up here and whooped the Bears behind.
And whooped the Bears' ass. And whooped the Bears' ass. January 8th, 1989, in Soldier Field, in the cold. That was a game that was a game where I took a nap. Why? Because after Montana hit Jerry Rice on an out for a 61-yard touchdown to begin the scoring, the game was over. The game was over.
And the perception was still the 49ers are an offensive driven team, and they don't have physicality. If you just simply punch them in the mouth, they will fold like a tent. And that Monday Night Football game in 1990 with the Giants, because the Giants to me were the most physical team in that year.
Yes.
The 49ers proved, okay, we can slug it with you. We can be just as physical as you, and it won't hurt us one bit.
The 49ers and the Giants played the two best games in 1990.
Without question.
Both were at Candlestick Park. Two of the most physical games you will ever see. Ryan McCarthy joining us. I was in 7th grade for that Giants-Niners game. My parents allowed my brothers and I to stay up late for that game. That's one you do stay up late for.
You had to.
And then there was Tony Dorsett's 99-yard touchdown. How did Don Meredith say it? 99 yards and a half. Because as soon as he got loose at about the 20-yard line, it was over.
You knew he was gone. Yeah,
it was over.
Oh man, my father was excited.
Memories on top of memory. I mentioned John Taylor and his not one but two 90-yard touchdowns against the Rams.
I almost say 90-yard touchdown runs because
it was a 2-yard pass.
Most of it was done.
The first one was on a 3rd and 2. And Montana hit Taylor right at the 20-yard line. So that was a 12-yard pass, and Taylor did the rest.
Yeah,
a 12-yard pass, and Taylor did the rest. And then he hits Taylor on a slant after the Rams turned the ball over in the 4th quarter, and then Taylor did the rest there. But how many? Here's a rarity. Frank Gifford was on the call for this one in 1980. I want to say 1989. I think it was Frank Reich who hit Andre Reed after the Rams had climbed back into the game and took the lead on a 78-yard touchdown from Everett to Flipper Anderson. And if you don't know about the legend of Flipper Anderson, I suggest you modern-day NFL fans look him up.
Wonderful receiver.
Underrated receiver.
I would probably say that would be 89 because that's when that's when the Rams were most prominent in that decade, if I'm not mistaken, other than 84, 85.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Everett hits Flipper Anderson for a 78-yard touchdown, and Buffalo said, okay, and then undressed their asses right down the field, and Frank Reich hit Andre Reed with the game winner. And I remember the radio call because Jack Buck was on assignment for the World Series, and then it was Brent Musburger, another legend, on the call with the legend of, outside of Pat Summerall, the legend of all legends for color commentators, Hank Stram.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so many memories, man. I mean,
we could go all day.
The Jets coming back on the Dolphins when they still were playing Giant Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Manning scoring touchdowns after bringing the Colts back from the 35-14 deficit in the 4th quarter. Yeah, I mean,
in Tampa.
Go on.
In Tampa.
Yeah,
we'll probably let's lead off with that tomorrow. Our Monday Night Football memory, since it's a Football Friday. I want to get to this too. Yeah, my Warriors took a pounding. Yeah, my Warriors took a pounding at the hands of the Boston Celtics, but the Boston Celtics are a damn good team that's on the rise.
The
Lakers
are a little too eager to do this.
Again.
You
damn straight.
You are a little too eager to do this. All right.
Because the Laker fandom, corrección, the Bronsexuals that invaded Laker fandom, and great job on the Bronsexual handbook, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, and
will
hit
not
dogs, and know the hit dogs hollow. Know that.
Well, I'm about to hit quite a few dogs here.
All right, go ahead, sir.
The Bronsexuals that have invaded Laker fandom and Laker Nation will not shut the up.
I have actually made a video on how Bronsexuals have poisoned Laker Nation. I've actually done that before.
Yes, you have. And another piece of brilliance, my friend. If y'all haven't subscribed to Cole Sports on the Daily on YouTube, I suggest you do so.
What I love seeing is on the ESPN. I'm on the NBA portion of ESPN, and the top story there is, quote, the scoring title might be the only title LeBron is playing for this year. Close quote. And I mean that's a finalized statement, because that's going to be the only championship he's going to have to go for this year, because that team is horrible. I mean,
he may not even get that. Joel Embiid, please ride to the rescue.
I mean the team is so bad. LeBron was cursing Malik Monk. Taylor Horton Tucker for not getting a rebound.
And this is not the only game he's done that. I saw
that's just the latest
example. That particular highlight when I watched the highlights from Spectrum Sportsnet, and believe me, the guys at Spectrum Sportsnet who call the game deserve a hell of a lot better than what they're getting from LeBron James and company.
Agreed. And
matter of fact, you know what? Screw it. Just screw it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronsexual Confessions.
I really, really wasn't going to do this.
Okay, what motivated you to do this, sir?
What motivated me to do this? The fact that the Lakers got pounded by 20 plus again. The fact that the Lakers are trash, and I hate saying that because I love the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
And the fact that I get to say something I have said many, many times over, and it goes like this. LeBron James, this is your mess and your fault. Period.
And now we're starting to see a disturbing trend.
LeBron yelling at his teammates? Saw that shit in Cleveland.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that too, but I'll make you smile in this. One of my favorite Chris Berman isms would be
Boomer. Cole's gonna invoke Boomer into this.
Yes, one of my favorite Chris Berman boomerisms, would be, quote, 1 is an accident, 2 is a trend, 3 is a problem. Close quote. So
then what do you call 4 in terms of years LeBron has poisoned the Lakers? Well, okay, since 1 is an accident, 2 is a trend, which produced a bubble championship. 3 is a problem. We saw that last year when the Lakers got obliterated by the best team in the NBA and the Phoenix Suns. What do you call 4?
I'll narrow the scope just a tad.
Okay.
So in the last 3 games, the first quarters in those 3 games, the Lakers have given up 48, 33, and 31 points. So they begin the game being burnt.
All while scoring 22, 12, and 17.
Right. Respectively. All those respectively. So they start off the gate not really giving a crap. So how can you expect to do anything if you're going to come out the gate sluggish? You're going to come out the gate slow. You're going to come out the gate not giving a crap about your teammates or the game in particular. Because
now the difference
seems
between
like this team is more concerned about the wolf tickets that the crowd gives them than they are the opponent that's on the court.
Now contrast that with Golden State that got blown out at the Chase Center last night. Golden State's a good team. You're going to have good teams that have these kind of games against a team that's competing for their playoff lives in the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics come out hungrier. Steve Kerr is going to tear into them, and they're going to get it right. This team, however, not a chance in hell. What was the magic number I said for wins for the Lakers this year? What was the magic number I said?
Was it 35?
That was my first one. And then
he dropped it to 30, I think, right? No, well, they'll get 30. But
my original number was 40.
Yeah, I know that was your original number and you dropped
my original number was 40, but then I dropped it to 30.
They ain't getting 40.
No, hell no, they're not getting to 40. I dropped it to 30, quite honestly.
They'll get to 30.
I dropped it to 30.
Yeah, they'll get to 30. They're going to struggle to get to 35. They're going to struggle mightily to get to 35.
Yeah. Have we heard how bad Steph's injury is? No, I don't have a word yet, but
yeah.
And that's
good question.
Yeah. Steph's gonna lose some time just when they get Draymond Green back, and just when they're on the verge of getting James Wiseman back. And we said that would be the one thing that would tear the Warriors apart. Not their play, not their cohesiveness, their health. Yeah. We've seen it, and we've seen it. Seen it.
Which that's the problem of a team now that is seasoned like the Warriors are.
Yeah, their health.
You're going to have injuries like this happen, which that is unfortunate because you get to not see the brilliance as often as you would when they were younger and they were more vital and they were less injury prone. Yeah, that happens.
Now, back to the Bron sexual confessions.
Yes.
How many points did LeBron score last night? Because I only watched the highlights. I didn't catch any totals. I didn't look. This is one of the box scores I did not look at.
Okay, so
didn't want to look at.
All right, so he ended up with 19 points.
Okay, stop there. Stop there.
Okay.
Hey, Bron sexuals, 19 points out of your supposed leader. Let me do it again. 19 points. And this is this coming from the group that loves to praise LeBron for scoring. Oh my God, he scored 30 again. And they get waxed by 28 points. He scored 30 again. And they get waxed by 11 after trailing by 30.
And we see that he needs to score 50 in order for him to even have a chance of winning. All right, so the box score reads as follows. 19 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 turnovers. And you will love these stats.
What was that turnover number again?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, his average.
Yeah. So
his average.
You will love this stat. This would make you smile, partner. The 19 points he scored came off of 1 of 8 from 3 and 8 of 21 from the field.
8 of 21. And he's supposed to be one of the most efficient shooters in the league. Get the f out of here with that bullshit.
I think what people don't really understand and ascertain, or not all, Bron sexuals seem to not understand. We got a chance to see LeBron as a scorer. Look back at the 2015 NBA Finals.
Yes.
When he is a volume shooter, that is what you're going to see. Now, he scored a lot of points, but he missed a lot of shots. So
yeah, he did.
That is how
at key times also.
At key moments in time. So if LeBron was focused on being a shooter, which he sometimes is upset that he's not considered a scorer in terms of the perception of his game.
But look at his stats.
That's why you wouldn't be considered a scorer. And I've said this as a criticism of Kobe Bryant. People say, well, yeah, just throw two words that come in your mind about Kobe Bryant. I love him. But even with that love, I say volume shooter.
Yes. Yes.
And that's just unfortunate, but that's him. That is
that's Kobe.
It's Kobe.
Look
at
his final game.
Would be. Right.
Look at Kobe Bryant's final game. 60 points.
And that's
I believe
what LeBron
he took
would be. He'd
50. I think he took plus 50 shots in that game. I want to say he took over 50. I want to say he took 50 shots in that game. Cool McCain with us. As I said, he won't play that. He won't play the way that's needed to get the most out of a team. He assembled. Let me read that again. And I'll put this up again. As I said, he won't play the way that's needed to get the most out of his team he assembled. As I said at the top of this, LeBron James, this is your mess and your fault. Borrowing from Mike Valenti. Now, Bronsexuals, if you didn't pay attention to Cole's Bronsexual handbook, you need to pay attention to that. You really need to pay attention to that because what was one of the things that Cole threw up yesterday in graphic form? Oh yeah, I believe it sounded like this. Quote, LeBron James has been revolutionary for the NBA. Close quote. That's a grade A pile of homogenized bullshit if I ever heard it. I may have gotten the quote wrong, but I apologize. But you know something?
It's
close enough. Can I use it? Okay.
Yeah, you can use it.
Revolutionary, my ass. What has LeBron James done to evolve the NBA game? Not a damn thing, because we've seen bulls in China shops before that are actually efficient at the rim. And I bring a name to mind that will make my partner smile and me smile at the same time. 3-time most valuable player, Moses Malone.
Now that was the quintessential bull in the China shop.
Why do I bring up Moses Malone? Because let's see, he was an offensive rebounding machine, and LeBron hasn't taken a lesson for that. He was a rebounding machine, and LeBron hasn't taken a lesson for that. Moses Malone could actually stretch his game out to 15 feet, just as the Lakers in 1981 and 1983. He can actually hit his free throws. 82% clip for the big man out of Petersburg High School in Petersburg, Virginia. Yeah, a big man shooting free throws. Very underrated. Thank you.
Underrated.
Very underrated. I mean, let's see. Very good with his free throws. I referenced game 2 of the 83 World Championship Series when Malone hit not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 free throws down the stretch to stretch a 7-point lead to 11. And the Sixers wound up winning that game by 10, 103-93.
Man,
now then, that Sixer team was great. Now, why do I bring up Moses Malone? Quintessential bull in a China shop, like my partner said. Now, LeBron is supposed to be a bull in a China shop, but A, Father Time has caught up to him. B, he load manages, and he's only played an 82-game season once. Okay, once. You're not a top 75 player, in my opinion, if you only play one 82-game season, because your durability has to be questioned. And not just your durability, your nerve. And LeBron hasn't got any nerve. I've said that for 20 years. I've said that since his days in high school when he was forced to play every game in the season because you were part of a team. Oh, did I say that aloud? I will say it again. I will say it again. He hasn't played a full season until his high school coach made him play every game this season. Pat Riley tried to do the same thing. Eric Spoelstra the same thing, but somehow he load managed in Miami. You're not top 75 if you're not durable to play an 82-game season in which you signed up for. I borrow 1993's Phoenix Suns. There's a game scheduled. We have to play it. We may as well win it. LeBron James, You do not have that kind of nerve. You do not have that kind of drive. You've never had that kind of balls to play a full 82 game season and show your teammates, look, I'm out here competing. Let's compete together. Michael Jordan did it. Scottie Pippen did it. Larry Bird had a debilitating back injury in 1992 that forced him to miss 30 games. And yet every other game he was scheduled to play, he played.
Oh, and as an aside, that dude's back was hurt so much. His doctor said, I don't know how in the world you're able to even play on the court, because a regular man, an average man, would be in a wheelchair.
Which means Larry Bird. And Larry Bird is still walking at age 61 with all the back injuries.
The tolerance for pain he had was through the roof. Through the roof.
Curtis Blow mentioned him and Dr. Moses in his song Basketball. You know what?
Yes, he did. Yes, sir.
And that's a song I have in my playlist.
Yes, sir.
Let me make an update because my equipment decided to crash early. We're only going to go about 90 minutes today, and I need to take the other 90 for administrative duties as well as get my setup back together. I apologize to the folks at BS3, but I want to be sure I get everything together, especially for tomorrow when we have a loaded show. But let's stay here and finish these Bronze Sexual Confessions the right way since we started it, since I know that's one of the main clips I'm going to upload on the YouTube channel. Listen, you are not a top 75 player if you don't play the bulk of your games. Riddle me this, Batman. Has LeBron James played the bulk of his games? No. I asked this question again. I asked the folks in the chat. How many times has LeBron played a full 82 game season? Correct. You're not a top 75 player if you only play one 82 game season. You're not a top 75 player if you only been a scoring champion one time.
Oh, and
by the way, Steph Curry has more scoring titles than LeBron James.
Oh, and Bronze Sexuals, you want to hear a stat that's impressive for someone who is old? Because you all like to say, well, look at what a 37-year-old is still doing in NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan.
The king. Wait. Let me stop you there. The king. Brent Musburger said it in 1989. Game 1 against the Detroit Pistons. Long rebound out to Craig Hodges. And here's the king. And that's before Michael drilled a 3. Okay?
And that was 2 years before his first championship.
you said Michael Jordan, I'm paying proper homage. The king. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
That's all right. And
am I wrong in doing that? Am I wrong in doing that?
No.
The king.
And know that he said, and know that Brent said that 2 years before Michael
won his first championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find that clip and I'm going to work it into the opening. I'm going to do that today. Go ahead, sir. Right. With the stat. Go ahead, please.
So Michael Jordan at age 40. Guess how many games he played that year?
Mm-hmm. Let me think. 82.
You will be correct.
Ding ding, motherfuckers.
That old man
played a full season
at age 40.
Age 40.
And yo man, you're king.
No, they're pauper. I'm not saying king anymore when it comes to LeBron James.
No. Our pauper, but their king, because their king is a pauper.
Fair.
Yo king, your royal priesthood, yo man.
He's bringing all the Southern accent.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. cannot play 70 games in a season at age 37. So what makes you think that LeBron is going to be this guy that is, oh my gosh, he is otherworldly at an old age. Look at him in year 19, cooking and serving fools. And you can throw he's averaging 30 points and the next highest average as a 37-year-old is 14. All you want in my face. I don't care. Look at two things to me. The availability of him with the rest of the team.
Yep.
And how the team functions with him on the court.
Don't you mean dysfunction?
I rest my case. Because that is a dysfunctional team. And I'm going to really, really put a burr in your saddle, Bronx section.
Hit it.
That dysfunction that you see, all of it, all that dysfunction. AD being Mr. Glass and not being the focal point of the team. Carmelo Anthony being up and down. Russell Westbrook being considered ineffective to the point where he's upset that people chant Westbrook and Westbrick.
Love it. Love it.
All of that is centered around the maelstrom of LeBron James because it's as what Barbershop Jay said. And man, I love that dude.
Barbershop Jay.
Yes.
Paying homage to the barbershop man.
One of the sports analyst studs. And I have no problems or qualms admitting that.
None.
And when he dropped this gem, I forever respected him.
Drop it.
I still do. When he said, man, even where I live in Cleveland, LeBron receives no criticism when things go bad and receives all the praise when things go well. And what has been the case out in LA in 2020, who received all the praise?
LBJ.
And here we are 2 years later. The team is now 29-40. They got 13 games left.
And they're going to lose them all.
And who is receiving none of the criticism as to why that team is 29-40?
Except for Barbershop Jay, the folks in the chat, and you and I. We light it up. And none of these bronzexuals will criticize him. None of these bronzexuals will have the nerve to criticize him. None of these bronzexuals will have the balls to criticize him. Why? Because after LBJ blows a wad in a loss, their mouth sticks together from all the happy juice that they drank. Drinking the LBJ Kool-Aid. And I am unloading since we're only going to be on for a short time today because I do have administrative duties. I have a health update to tell you guys. Look, I will borrow Mike Valenti. I said it wrong. Mike Valenti from Detroit, from the Valenti Show with Rico. LeBron James, this is your mess. And this is your fault.
Amen to that.
And you're not fixing, even though they gave you an extension, I'd have slammed the door in their face. Let me just go ahead and empty the clip.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and empty. I'm going to go ahead and cook.
Empty that.
I'm ready to cook, shake, bake, whip, dip, chip, chop, and fricassee. Because tomorrow I'm going to introduce a handbook of my own. And Cole, I will need your help with the graphics.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to borrow one of your ideas. And this is also why I'm cutting it short today, because I want to get ready for not only tomorrow, but down the line when I'm in the hospital, national championship night, watching things from afar. So let me just go ahead and empty the clip and fricassee this the way it needs to be fricasseed. Listen, bronzexuals. According to y'all, your Kang can do no wrong. Your Kang deserves no criticism.
Ain't that the truth?
Your Kang is making other people and I've seen this, apologize to the Lakers for failing LeBron?
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes.
You should apologize, LeBron, to the Lakers for fucking that team up.
And
you LeBron, should apologize to the Lakers for taking control of that team and wresting it away from Rob Pelinka, who should have been axed a long time ago, and Jeannie Buss.
Yes, because
you,
Magic
LeBron,
should still be there. Yeah.
Look, Magic Johnson would be in control and doing things the way Pat Riley did in Miami.
As they should.
Had it been me and LeBron came a-calling, I'd have slammed the door in his face and hung up the telephone. 29-40 with a team that was expected to A, win 70 and B, be the top team in the Western Conference? No, sir. A, the Phoenix Suns, Memphis Grizzlies, and Golden State Warriors, even though they're quite beat up, took care of that. The Utah Jazz also, because they're the top four.
Right.
And B, y'all got your ass kicked not once but twice to my Chicago Bulls. Once in LA and once in Chicago.
Oh, and what makes this crap Sunday even more wonderful to sample, not eat, but just look at and see how horrible it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers have held not one, but two 20-plus point leads against the Thunder.
Against Oklahoma City.
And you lost them both.
One in regulation and one in overtime. How do you lose a 20-point lead in regulation? Well, I can't talk about that too much because the Clippers did it to my Warriors in a playoff game.
Oh,
so hey, it happens. It happens. I see it, and I got pissed at that game the next day.
Once I get twice though.
Yeah, twice to the same team that is below you. Supposedly below you.
And not only that, I understand the road come from ahead to choke.
Mm-hmm.
The home come from ahead to choke. On the other hand, I really then started to look at that team suspect from there.
Cool McCain, your Nuggets giveth the work to the false king. That is the damn truth. I mean, LeBron had a great game, but the Nuggets bent them over and worked them over.
Why the Shakespeare cool? Giveth the work.
I'm going to use that. So once again,
me thinks you're right, cool.
Me thinks you are correct, sire. And I will get the same comment from Cole when I wrap it up by saying this.
All right.
LeBron James, listen to a Snowman carefully and heed my following sentence. This is your mess and it's your fault.
Wow.
Period.
Yes, sir.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
He changed lives.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Did I do that segment correctly? Did I say anything false?
No. You said nothing false.
I said nothing false?
And you said
cool.
Nothing false.
Cool.
And neither did Cool. He didn't say anything false either.
His Nuggets gave it the work to the false king. Worked their ass over.
See, there you go. See, now you
lost twice to an injured. Listen, Golden State has been shorthanded all season. Golden State, let me repeat my sentence. Twice. Golden State has been shorthanded all season, and yet they're on the verge of a 50-win season.
and it took a 56-point performance by LeBron just to eke out
an 8-point win.
Mm-hmm.
And Golden State, who was shorthanded, still scored 116 points.
Yep. A shorthanded Warriors team has given them the business twice.
I mean, the Warriors have been shorthanded all year. Okay, do I blame them for the loss last night? Yes, I do. But at the same time,
you got to.
But at the same time, I give them a lot of credit for this season because nothing was expected of them. They're on the verge of a 50-win season. They have one of the top 3 spots in the Western Conference, and they're not completely healthy. And they lost their leader last night. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to come back from all of this. Will they get to the World Championship Series? I don't know. Health will tell the tale. And you got the defending Western Conference champions in the Phoenix Suns. And I love the Phoenix Suns, okay?
I do too.
I've low-key loved the Phoenix Suns since 1988, okay?
There's anything I dislike about the Suns. Not one thing.
Listen, I've low-key loved the Suns since 88. At the end of their doldrums, when John McLeod got fired and then Brent Wetzel was the coach and then Cotton Fitzsimmons took over, and then they received 2 stars from trades, Tom Chambers, Kevin Johnson. And then a fella named Dan Marley was drafted. So, yeah, I loved the Suns since that era. Then, of course, there was the 7 seconds and under, which made me not only love the Suns, but the Spurs, who worked them over in the Western Conference Finals in 2005. I love great teams. The Suns are a great team. The Memphis Grizzlies are a great team. The Warriors and Jazz are great teams. The Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat are great teams. And I got a bonus for y'all. I love great teams. And this Western Conference playoff is going to be off the chart. Okay? The road will go through the road will go through the desert. The road will go through America West Arena. I can't call it the Footprint Center. I'm sorry. The road will go through America West Arena. Chris Paul is a main. Stephen Curry is a main. John Morant is a main. LeBron James is not a main.
Well, he won't be winning the playoffs.
Carmelo Anthony is not a main.
And won't be in the playoffs.
Anthony Davis, and I hate saying this, Anthony Davis is not a main.
He's Mr. Glass. And won't be in the playoffs.
Okay. Listen, I know this is bonus bronzexual confession material, but and I'm gonna warn you, Cole. I'm gonna cut the hell out of this and put it in promos, okay?
Okay.
Thunder 9. Yes, sir. Dan Marley out of Central Michigan. Okay?
Yep.
When the Lakers whooped that ass in 1989 in terms of a 4-game sweep, you just knew that the Lakers were supposed to be there and the Suns weren't supposed to be there in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
What happened the next year? The Suns put them to work.
Yep.
The Suns put them to work. So I've high-key loved the Phoenix Suns since 1989. And I got no qualms with them defending their Western Conference title because they are the best team in the NBA right now. And unlike you modern NBA fools, and unlike you modern, let me borrow a little Yosemite Sam and thank you to the late, great Mel Blanc, unlike you modern day idiots that won't give the Suns their flowers, that's a mistake. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Phoenix and Memphis for the Western Conference title.
I wouldn't be
surprised if either Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, and Utah, 2 of those 4, will play for the Western Conference title. My original pick was Golden State and Phoenix. It could still be that way, but Golden State has health problems. We knew that coming into this year, and yet they're on the verge of a 50-win season. Eat my shorts.
Considering they have been shorthanded
all year,
but they possibly can still pull out 55 wins. It's
they can possibly run the table and get to 58.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they can still notch 55 wins. A 55-win season for an injury-riddled team.
Could you say that again, please? Say that again for me, please. Say that again.
A 55-win team, a 55-win season for an injury-riddled team. You know how huge that is? how huge of a confidence booster it is for a team.
You know how much confidence the Warriors have going into next season already? Because right now, with the injuries that they're dealing with in terms of not having James Wiseman, they didn't get Klay Thompson until January, and now Steph is out. They barely got Draymond Green back.
Yeah, they just got him back, right?
They just got Draymond back in the lineup. Now, consider all of that. Consider all of that. And there was a pundit that gave him bulletin board material at the top of the season. And he said, quote, I don't expect the Warriors to win nothing but 39 games. Well, bitch, they got 48.
They lapped the field on that one.
And they're going to continue to lap the field on that one. We knew, Cole and I broke it down. Cole broke it down so beautifully at the top of the year. Health was going to be the concern for Golden State, and they could possibly be a year away. And I agreed with every part of that statement because health has been a concern of the Golden State Warriors. Well, they got 48 wins. They're sitting in third, a game and a half behind Memphis for the number 2 slot in the Western Conference. And you know the best part about it? There is nowhere to go but up for the Golden State Warriors. Meanwhile, you have the Phoenix Suns that's lapping the field, that have slapped the Lakers in the face 3 times. Let me say that again, Faker fans, because all these Laker fans only came out of the woodwork when the bums showed up. Oh, I'm going to make you laugh even more. All these Laker fans only showed up when the bum showed up. Le fraud, le flop.
I've heard le flop and le fraud.
He's a damn fraud. I'll do that one tomorrow. Oh, I don't even have to write that in the book. I'll do that tomorrow. Who in the bloody are y'all to cheer on a team that was not destined for a world championship when it was put together during the summer by LeBron's quote unquote standard? To pull back to Golden State, to pull a possible 55 win season, you can bank on a 50 win season right now.
They get 50.
You can bank on a 50-win season right now. They're set for the next couple of years. Jonathan Kuminga is a monster. Moses Moody is a monster. Steph Curry, we know coming into his 14th season, he's going to have nothing but revenge on his mind. Klay Thompson not playing a full season with Steph. Draymond Green. The night Klay Thompson returned, Draymond Green started, took a foul, and went out because of his injury. You think that's not fuck teammates? That's friendship. That's friendship. You think Draymond Green didn't want to be on the floor when Klay Thompson returned against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Draymond wanted to play. He just wanted, it's not even about playing for Draymond Green. Draymond just wanted to be on the floor when Klay Thompson returned because the core is back.
Yep.
So what happened? They took the opening tip. Draymond Green took a foul and immediately went out. Steve Kerr set that up so the core could be on the floor, if only for 30 seconds. That's not just teamwork. That's not just team philosophy. That's in brotherhood.
Yep.
That's brotherhood. Memphis has got it. Phoenix has got it. Utah is getting it. Golden State has had it. Golden State's been the standard for brotherhood for 7 years because they played without 2 of the best for 2 of those years. Okay? And all you Faker fans, all you LaFlop fans, all you LaFraud fans, all you bronzexuals, which includes everyone else I just mentioned, take a lesson, okay? LaFraud ain't getting it. Okay? LaFraud is not getting it and never will. It's like an old 7-Up commercial. Never had it, never will.
Not 7-Up.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. All right. I got to bust out of here because I got to tear this setup down. Like I'm going to work Howie Rose into the intro. Because there's a call from Mets legend Howie Rose that I want to put into the intro. But I got to tear this thing down and I got to build it back up, which means I need to alert my guest that I can't have him on today because I will be tearing this to pieces and putting it back together. And Cole, you're about due to depart anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and close things out.
All right.
Folks, tomorrow I will borrow an idea from Cole with the Bronze Sexual Handbook. And since tomorrow's a Football Friday, I will introduce, you know where I'm going, the Bradyite Handbook. Now, I ask a favor of you, Cole, before we part for the day.
Yes, sir.
You know those graphics you put up about LeBron?
Yeah.
Can you make a few of those for Bradyites for me and get them to me?
Oh, sure. No, that's not a problem. I can do that.
Good. Get a few of those quotes to me, and I'll work them into the Bradyite Handbook tomorrow, which will kick off hour 2.
All right.
Of our football spectacular.
I look forward to it. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Jimmy Garoppolo stand put. Because if he were to be traded, he would have been traded yesterday.
Oh, you mean he's not going to the Colts or the Steelers
or the Clowns?
Yeah, the Browns. What other place that they said he was supposed to be traded to?
Ryan McCarthy, before we go, former Islanders play-by-play commentator Howie Rose. My toe! My toe! My toe! Referring to Stefan Matteau. All right. I got to beat it. Cole's got to beat it to get into a meeting. Cole, I will call you a little later. Folks, thank you for hanging out for this abbreviated version of the program. And we will do it again tomorrow with the Bradyite Handbook. And I may put a couple of chapters in the Bronze Sexual Handbook as well. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. Always remember, if your dreams don't scare you and they are not big enough, dream big, do bigger, and please do me a favor and give myself and my family all your prayers. April 4th we're counting down to April 4th when old Snowman gets this tumor removed once and for all. I'm out of here, and so is Cole, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Hey.